What is going on, everybody? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys a Wednesday NBA edition of my DFS podcast. We have 7 games on the main slate. The NBA did a really good job scheduling this week. We've all had main slates of 5 or more games, 6 or more games every day this week, and it looks like it's going to go all the way through the weekend. So we haven't had that often. We've had a day or two each week where it's like 2 or 3 games, which always sucks. So I'm going to applaud the NBA schedulers this one time. Let's get into the plays, though. 5 picks, 1 for each position. Before we get into that, we'll do a little recap of last night. I saw a lot of you guys message me saying you enjoyed looking at the recap, so we'll do that. Also, I'm doing a extra main slate lineup for all Twitter subs. You subscribe through my Twitter profile. It's $10 a month. I give you guys that $10 back in credit on my website. So if you spend at least $10 a month on my website, it's definitely worth doing it because you get the credit back and then you get perks. The way it works is I post the lineup on Twitter like a normal tweet. So say I post a screenshot of the lineup, and instead of everyone, I just go to subs. And when I tweet it, you will get that notification if you're a subscriber. Going into the recap of last night, we had some decent results for the cash and hybrid lineups. It was a weird night where the cash contests ended up being way higher than the GPP tournaments. So we ended up cashing in tournaments, but not cash lineups. Cash contests, I should say. But we were on the right track. Gordon Hayward sunk the cash lineup here. Lowry was a stud, had him in all lineups. Yami Yaquez, or however you say his name, did pretty well. Julius Randle crushed. I had Şengün in every lineup. He smashed 50.8. Cam Johnson was on a minutes limit, and they didn't tell us that, and he still hit value. He only played like 25, 26 minutes. So he, overperformed as well in the allotted time on the court. Steph Curry, low ownership, crushed. Klay Thompson, low ownership, crushed on both lineups, 40 fantasy points. I had said in yesterday's video that he had a pretty minimal ceiling because he hadn't reached 30 fantasy points yet. He certainly showed his ceiling last night against the Kings. What a game that was. They ended up blowing that lead. But let's get into today's video, our plays. We definitely have some injury news we got to wait on this 7-game slate. We have some decent value, but the value seems to be coming in the higher salary range, above 7K. So it's going to be tough to find cheap value, although our first play here is some cheap value. Keyonte George, 5,700 on the Jazz. Great matchup against the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, borderline one of the worst teams in the NBA this year. They need Ja Morant back desperately. They're still without Marcus Smart. So they are a disaster. The Grizzlies are minus 4.5 in this one right now, and I think there's some value in Jazz money line. The Jazz aren't anything special either, and they're without Lauri Markkanen, but the Grizzlies are so bad. I at least like the Jazz at plus 4.5 here. Jordan Clarkson is also questionable in this one, so if he were to miss, Keyonte George is already a good play. He would be a fantastic play if Clarkson's out. The Jazz haven't been fully healthy in a while because they were without Walker Kessler, who is now back, but now they're without Lauri Markkanen. So, as soon as Walker Kessler went out, came back, Lauri Markkanen went out. So Keyonte George has been filling in. I don't know what they're going to do with their starting lineup when Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler are both starting, but as of right now, tonight, Keyonte George should be starting at point guard once again, 5,700. He needs just 28 fantasy points to hit value. He's been hitting that in a majority of games over the last week. He's had some good usage, and he should play over 30 minutes tonight. Shooting guard, let's go to Jaden Ivey on the Pistons. Good matchup tonight at home against the Lakers. Lakers are only 7-point favorites, so I'm not too worried about a blowout in this game. Jaden Ivey has fully taken over the starting position over Killian Hayes. He's been playing really, really well, and granted, He's been chalk over the past couple of slates at 52, 5,300. Now he's 5,800. I still don't think it's a high enough price tag. He looks really good. He needs 29 fantasy points to hit value. He's easily done that in his last two. And the last two games are really the only games all season where he's seen a, true starter's role. He has shown this Pistons staff that their decision to start him is the right decision. He's been playing really well. I think he gets over 29 fantasy points in this game. 5,800. His price is getting there, but it's still not high enough in my opinion. He should see over 30 minutes. I like Jaden Ivey here. Small forward, we're going to go to the Magic. And before we get into any more plays, it's worth noting that the Denver injury news tonight is crucial. Nikola Jokic questionable, Jamal Murray questionable, Aaron Gordon questionable, and that game's at 9 o'clock Eastern, so we could run into some serious issues with lock being at 7 o'clock, but hopefully we get some news before. We'll have to see, because we all know, Reggie Jackson, even though he's 6K, if all those guys are out, he's going to be a play. DeAndre Jordan is now 5K. I'm all right with that. Last game was crazy, but if Jokic is out, I'm still not playing DeAndre Jordan at 5K. I think it was a freakish game last game. But there's definitely some value out there if these starters don't play. So going back to my small forward play, I do like Franz Wagner on the Magic. The Magic are just going to grade out really well tonight. No Markelle Fultz. You have Anthony Black and Goga Bitadze on this starting lineup, who basically do nothing in terms of offensive usage. It's Franz Wagner. It's Paolo Banchero. They're the guys. I mean, for them to both be sub 8K in this matchup against the Wizards, I'm going to have a hard time getting off of them. Wagner is a great cash game play. He needs 37 fantasy points to reach value. He's been, getting right around that mark the last week or so. He's going to get you over 30 fantasy points, so his floor is high. He's projected for 37. I love this play. He's going to play low 30s in minutes. Same with Banchero. They're, the same play. He's been playing unbelievable too. He's going to play 34 to 36 minutes. Needs around 37 fantasy points. I like both of these Magic guys a ton tonight. I think if this game stays close enough and they play normal minutes, it's going to be really hard for them not to reach value. The only thing that'll keep them from reaching value tonight is a blowout in that 9.5 point spread. But I think it should stay somewhat close. The Magic they're the real deal. They're 12-5. They look really good. They've beaten the Nuggets. They've beaten the Celtics. So they're, going way above expectations so far this season. I love both of these Magic forwards at sub 8K. And then for center, how can we not go to Alperen Sengun once again tonight? I mean, he's just been really, really good. We were all over him last night, back-to-back, but he's a young guy. He's still going to play over 30 minutes. The Rockets need him if they're going to make a run at all this season. 50-plus fantasy points in the last two games. You would think if Jokic is back, you're worried about this matchup. He just played Jokic 5 days ago. 2 games ago, 42 minutes. He kind of crushed him. 55 fantasy points, 15 rebounds. He was by far the highest used guy on offense last night. 31 points. He put up a bunch of layups and, short jumpers. They really like this guy. 8,400, same price tag. He needs 42, 43 fantasy points. We can project him for that. He's a great play tonight. He's averaging 42.5 on the year, so I like Sengun a lot. And that'll round out this video. Hopefully we can get some, cheaper value opening up, because I didn't really, dive deep into cheap value in this video. But hopefully these guys can help you out. The video plays crushed yesterday. Let's do it again today. Get over my website later on tonight for all my content for full lineups. And like this video, subscribe, guys. Let's crush it again. Peace.